I am Tristubus, Lord of the Dead Google Chrome physical web feature. This is Utahseo Ninja, and today we are talking about Bluetooth Beacon News, Halloween Edition. Fun fact, I just saved myself 20 bucks on the Grim Reaper mask. Alright, so before we hop into the news, I wanted to show this to you real quick just because I've received a few questions about it. In our previous video, I talked about how we wanted to put together like a little course explaining a few of the different ways that you can use Bluetooth beacons that don't require the physical web feature from Google Chrome. And so this is just kind of a quick look at what I have in mind so far. The first little part is just going to talk about the basics of beacons. Then we're going to show you guys how we are putting beacons into restaurants. And this is also the light version of this particular section is also going to be going up here on YouTube, so you guys can check that out if you'd like. And we're also going to be tying it into our annual Weebly tutorials. So if you guys want to check this out just to kind of get an idea of what kind of stuff is going to be in the rest of this, then that's going to be a good option for you. Then we're going to talk about our zoos and just basically, you know, why we choose zoos and museums, what kind of services we're offering, how we prepared for the presentation, what was in the presentation, how we're actually creating the website for them, how we're going to monetize the site for them, how we're working in all of our remarketing stuff, you know, installing the beacons and so on. Follow-up services. Follow-up is spelt wrong. Then we have our hotel project. This is another really big project. This is another thing that's, you know, is really cool, but wouldn't work with Google Chrome's physical web. So this is something else. So this is for a hotel in a very touristy location. So we're having hotel-specific services that are being built into the beacon network that we're building. And then also the city-wide specific services is really cool, maps and stuff like that. And then kind of an evolution of this project is what we're calling the Cache Valley Shopper. And this is a project we've actually been working on off and on over the last year or so. Last year, by the end of the season, we had 1,500 users per week using our system, which was pretty cool. Anyways, now that's out of the way, let's go ahead and talk news. So the way I had this set up was we're going to first talk about two serious things, and then we're going to talk about two Halloween things. So first in the news, something I thought was kind of neat, this XXXX Gold is releasing iBeacon equipped hats. So the idea is you wear the hat and then you get like special offers and stuff like that. So kind of fun. And like I said, the idea of wearable beacons is definitely something I've been interested in for a while. Estimo has beacon t-shirts that I've always really wanted, and my wife keeps telling me that I can't buy one. So working on that. Estimo, if you guys are watching, please send me one. Just saying. And then another one that's actually didn't normally show up in the news for this week, this actually came out from May, is that Samsung is actually building its own version of what was essentially the physical web feature for Google Chrome into its own platform. And so the idea is that it would work the same way as the physical web has worked in the past, only now you don't have to worry about, you know, what platform you're using because it's going to be built into the hardware itself. So you can have both iOS devices and Android devices since they all run on Samsung. And then you can also use it in areas where Google may not be available. So again, something pretty interesting. And instead of calling it nearby, they're calling it Closeby. So super creative folks over there at Samsung. I did some translation work for them way back in the day. Actually, their translation material wasn't too bad. My job was just to fix the English and make it sound like English. But it's pretty interesting. I worked on all the protocol of how the SMS messages are sent out. So anyways, just something kind of neat. Thought you guys would want to keep an eye on this. And I will definitely be doing that as well. Need to go out and buy myself a new phone. Mine's about to explode. So, you know, I thought you guys would find that interesting. There are a couple of other stories that I thought were neat as well. I'll quickly mention just because I want to keep this video fairly short. There's an article on checkout for retail stores based on IoT and RFID solutions. So this would be something like the credit card size beacons that you can get from contact.io, which are pretty neat. And so this just basically talks about a couple ways that you could have something like that set up. So I thought you guys might want to check that one out. But okay, now into the fun stuff. So first up on our Halloween batch is we have this by a gentleman here. I'm not even, well, I guess I'm going to try and pronounce his name. Yakub A1. And obviously there's going to be links to all these in the description, as well as this YouTube video, which we can see right over here, where he actually goes through and he explains how he builds everything and then gives us a demonstration of it in effect, which is really neat. How much trouble am I going to get for doing this? So basically what he's done is he's created an IoT based pumpkin patch, and then it's set up with some projectors and stuff like that, so whenever somebody approaches his house, like trick-or-treaters, then all this will automatically light up and it will start to sing and do all kinds of fun stuff. So he has the entire process over here laid out. So you have all the actual hardware, the workflow, like how he actually made all this stuff. So here's like his actual setup. So this right here is this, only obviously this is with lights turned on, and really cool. I thought it was really neat. So like I said, if you guys want to check this out, then of course there's a link to this here, and then we'll also leave a link to his YouTube video right over here. And then the second one's actually something pretty similar, just a little bit simpler, using motion detection to track and see when a trick-or-treater is approaching the house, and then that's attached to a little motor, drops the spider from the ceiling, scares the little kid runs away, and then I sit back and laugh and feel like a horrible person afterwards. But they have a whole bunch of different ideas here as far as different things that you can do IoT related with your haunted houses or with your Halloween decorations. This is really cool too. So I'd see this, for example, if you could set up, like if you have the trees to do it, all you would need to do is set up some sort of, again, motion tracking and even like sound detection, which is something else that would be really neat. So for example, you can set it so that way when they're talking, ghosts would then hide, but then as soon as they're quiet again, as soon as they're not moving, or as soon as they start moving, then certain ghosts would pop out, and you can't see them from the corner of your eye. I thought that would be kind of cool as well. I don't have like trees around here or any of the resources to do this, but definitely next year I'm going to be doing this, and that will be a really cool tutorial for you guys. So again, just a bunch of neat ideas. So you can automate your smoke machines. You can do all kinds of neat. You can change like the color of your pumpkins. So like the jack-o'-lantern, you put one of these these light bulbs in there, and then you can change the color of the light bulb. So that'd be really neat. And of course, scaring little kids, because that's just what we want to do. So again, links to everything in the description. And don't forget that you can sign up for these newsletters. I send these things out every Friday afternoon, and you also get access to the entire archive of these things. So we started this back in the beginning of September. So we're coming up on our 2-month anniversary. That's going to be exciting. So if that's something you guys are interested in, this is free. Links to everything for the sign up in the description. As soon as you sign up, it will send you a link to this archive right here. And then you'll also get any important news that comes out about the Beacon world in the meantime. So for example, I think we sent out 2 or 3 emails this week talking about the whole physical web thing going down. So we try to keep you guys up to date on all of that as well. So I think that'll do it for me and this video. I'm going to leave you guys with one last little treat here. Don't forget to like and subscribe!